Hello everyone, it is Foul Play here, and I am back for another Modern League. So today here, I was having a conversation with one of my viewers, Liam O'Brien, on YouTube earlier on today, and he was asking if we want to just run some main deck Seal of Primordiums for all these ensnaring bridges. I'm just scooping to game one. So I went away and had a little bit of a think. And I think possibly it could be a good idea. Definitely something I've considered in the past. If you're running either blue-white Bogles or Bant, you'd have access to Teferi Time Reveler, which you can use to bounce an artifact, artifact, creature, or enchantment and draw a card. So I was looking for something with sort of similar utility for us just in straight green-white. Maybe something that like blinks it for a turn or something. Seal of Primordium would be okay, as Liam and I discussed, because it adds to your enchantments on the battlefield, which will help buff your ethereal armor. As well as that, it can hit like an Eidolon of the Great Revel in the burn matchup. Or maybe hit a Seal of Fire, so you can then deploy a Core Spirit Dancer and put a free Totem Armor spell on her. But I was doing a bit of looking on Gatherer and looking through some cards, and I came across Dissenter's Deliverance. Now, this is a card that a few decks have already played. I know Neoform plays it because they hate losing to Grafdigger's Cage. But yeah, so I was looking at this, and, it costs 2 mana. And destroy target artifact. And the plus side is you can just cycle it for 1 mana. If it's dead in the matchup, just cycle it for 1 mana, draw yourself a fresh card, and you're good to go. So I think that could be a real winner. So I'm going to go ahead and test that out today. Hopefully we verse some main deck ensnaring bridge decks and win out like that. Or even, get a turn 1 expedition map or chalice or something really, really strong. I would preferably like something either 3 or 4 mana, just so it doesn't get countered by Chalice on 2, because normally against us, they'll play Chalice on 1, they'll play Chalice on 2, if we're talking like Eldrazi Trom, and then we're locked out of the game. But, I think we're putting this in here for Ensnaring Bridge, not for Chalice, and if we lose to double Chalice, whatever. Other consideration was like a main deck Force of Vigor, but I sort of decided against that a little bit. It could be an idea because it does play around it. It's kind of dead. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to go with there today with my piece of tech. I'm still sticking with the ley line in the main deck. I'm still sticking with my 11 creatures, 12 if you count Dryad. So running the 3 Core Spirit Dancer and the 8 Hexproof there. For my 4 of Auras, we are looking at Ethereal Armor. We're looking for Rancor, +2 and Trample. Then I've got a 3 for Hyena Umbra. So First Strike, 1/1 and Totem Armor. Grispoon, 1 power and flying. Can return it from your graveyard for 4 mana. Spider Umbra, which is Totem Armor, Reach and 1/1. Cartouche Solidarity, which is 1/1 and puts a 1/1 Vigilance Warrior token into the battlefield. Plus it also can only enchant creatures you control, so plays around Spellscar, really nice. And then just a 1 of Sentinel's Eyes with Vigilance, 1/1, and with Escape for paying 1. Had to trim a couple of auras down to fit in these Descenders Deliverance. So I was going to be running 2 Sentinel's Eyes and 2 Griffspoon, but that's no longer the case. Because we've got 2 main deck artifact hate spells, I've removed 1 of the Force of Vigors from the sideboard and just upped my number of path to 4. Maybe we'll come up against Death Shadow and really, really want to have that 4th path access to it. So with all that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and get into a league, and I'll see you guys shortly. Alright, looks like we've found our round 1 opponent here. And we won the Dyro. Look at that. The lucky Deliverance, I'm going to call it. My microphone's just blocking my keyboard there, so I'm dodging around trying to look for the necessary keys to wish my opponent luck. Alright, so we're going to mulligan this. Oh, yikes. This is bad too. We're going down to 5. Dragon Johns. I don't think I've versed this person before. Alright, so we're going to keep this. We can probably get rid of a land. Get rid of this Deliverance, and other than that, hand looks pretty a-okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. So Bogle pass. If our hand's intact, then we can just unleash our 3 power and attack for a bunch. Forest into Utopia Sprawl. What color is he going for? Alright, red. So we're versing a Ponza deck here. We're gonna have to hope he just destroys one of our lands here, and that we draw like an Ethereal Armor and get a decent clock right now. We've got a 3 power creature. We can't really block. We don't have Vigilance. We don't have First Strike. So pretty fragile creature. I'd prefer some more useful stats like Vigilance, First Strike, 4/4 would be put me in a much better spot than with the auras that I've got here. But you know, we had to mulligan to 5, so beggars can't be choosers. Alright, double Utopia Sprawl. Now the big question is, does he pillage or does he Magus or Blood Moon? Alright, so it's a Blood Moon. Unless we draw a basic land, we're pretty locked off of doing stuff. I'm going to go ahead and play out this Dried Arbor. Maybe we'll be able to attack for 1 point of damage before they kill it. So good news is it is Blood Moon, but bad news is we did take out a Force Vigor from our sideboard. Not really seeing that many problem enchantments, so it's not the most unreasonable thing to do. But yeah, now we're locked off pretty hard. Alright, there's the Stomp. So they did waste 2 mana to do that. But I guess they're just going to cast it now. Okay, they cast Clothis. You say that? However you say that. Alright, we get a Core Spirit Dancer. Kind of dead. We don't have any access to any white mana here. If we draw like Ethereal Armor into Plains, we might be able to get them there. Give us a 2-turn clock, really. Be able to attack for 6, get around all of that. If not, we might be in a bit of trouble and they might come back into this. Glorybringer. Well, that's a big scary one. Clothis now active. We're taking 8. Oh, he's leaving Glorybringer back on blocks. Yeah, that's smart. Okay. I reckon this one's lost. We're going to have to go to game 2 and 3 here. We'll just play it out. Maybe they blank and they've done everything they can and their hand's just mana now. And then we draw exactly what we need. Alright, so that Lightning Bolt means really not good stuff for us at all. Wonder if they've got like Bone Crusher as well. Seasoned Pyromancer? Okay. So they get to draw 2 cards, refill their hand here. And the Bone Crusher down on defense. Alright, so he's just attacking 4. I mean, we're just taking lethal next turn wide here. So that's going to do it. We'll see our next card, but I don't think it's going to change my mind. Alright. Yeah, so Descender's Deliverance didn't really do anything here, but, you know, worst case scenario, we would have been able to cycle it away. So, Glade Cover Scout is doing nothing there. So we'll concede this one, go to sideboarding. Leyline of Sanctity does really nothing this matchup, so we'll take it out. We'll bring in these Force of Vigors. Descender's Deliverance isn't going to do anything. We might as well take them out as well. And Suppression Field is actually really, really good in this matchup. Would have to play Bogles last match, lol. Oh, wow. Alright, so a 1 of Leyline seems kind of pointless. I might as well bring in a 1 of Path there. Guess I could also leave in Descender's Deliverance, use that to try and cycle to my Force of Vigor. It might be better. I mean, if they have Magus of the Moon, it's worse, but I guess that's the only situation where it's worse. I'll just mute my phone. Do I want to change anything else? Alright, let's go with that. We'll get that extra green source in the deck with Descender's Deliverance here. Seems we saw main deck Blood Moon. I think we can do that. Alright. Hand looks great, but we don't have green mana. If we had green mana, this would be like a hard keep. I say keep and then almost click it. Alright, so we'll keep this one. I guess it's not great. If I had a land which wasn't Dryad Arbor, so opponent's kept to 7. We're currently on a mull to 6 here. Look, I think we just keep and hope they don't have it. We're gonna bottom the redundant Rancor here. We're just gonna get Temple Garden. Yeah, I might be in a lot more trouble without that extra source of Force of Vigor here. Hopefully we draw a fetch land here. Be very, very happy to see a fetch land. Well, that's not a fetch land, but let's be honest, that's pretty goddamn good. We'll put down Spider Umbra. We want to play a green aura, so because we don't have double white guaranteed next turn. And we want to be able to utilize both our mana sources if it comes to it. Obviously, we'll have to pitch Rancor. If we play Rancor on attack there, he just chump blocks with Arbor Elf, and we're probably in a lot of trouble. So that's not going to do it for us. So here comes the Utopia Sprawl. So they have access to 4 mana now this turn? No, 3 mana. They had another Utopia Sprawl, it would be 4. Alright, it's just Stomp on the Dryad Arbor, that's fine. Honestly, if they bricked on a land drop and couldn't Blood Moon there, that's pretty darn good for us, really. Alright, we draw a redundant green card to pitch to the Force here, so it looks like everything's working out pretty nicely for us. Added benefit of playing Spider Umbra last turn as well is if they have Anger of the Gods post-board. We've just played around that by giving Totem Armor, and now we've dropped Ethereal Armor, so we're out of 3 damage range. See what they do here now. Obviously, they missed a land last turn. Alright, Bloodbraid Elf is not too bad. Bone Crusher Giant? Well, I guess they'll just cast that. Oh, Arbor Elf, okay. Bone Crusher Giant's on the adventure. That's fine. No need to cast this Force of Vigor yet or anything either. Can potentially force them on their next upkeep and lock them down to just 3 mana next turn unless they draw a land, which is reasonable. I probably should have done that last turn, to be honest, but we'll do it this turn. It'll look heaps weird him seeing me sideboard that card in, but it was literally just I had 1 spare slot, as you all saw. And yeah, I was able to utilize it. So we did that in his upkeep before he potentially draws a Nature's Claim or something, stop him from utilizing that mana. I'm not sure if he's confused about the Descender's Deliverance or me locking him off mana that game. Like, literally, that's just a one-off green card, really, that can cycle in this matchup anyway. So could put it out for a Path. Path does hit Clothis or Glory Bringer. Yeah. Exactly. Oh goodness, I can't type here. Okay, so what do we want to change here? Do we want to change anything? I mean, Suppression Field loses a bit of value. Let's take out one Suppression Field and bring in the other Deliverance, I suppose. It also hits the enchantment. Oh wait, no, Deliverance doesn't hit the enchantment, it's only Force. Maybe it should be Bath. So we don't have access to any basic lands here with this hand. Opponent's kept a 7-card hand. We also only have one aura here. This is pretty bad. This is pretty easy mulligan. Alright, I think this is a keep. What to mulligan here? Sorry, what to drop on our mulligan here? We could get rid of Suppression Field. Not in love with that. Maybe it's just Force. No, I can't be right. Alright, let's ditch the Temple Garden, and we're switched off double white, but so be it. Alright, so turn 1 Utopia Sprawl for my opponent. If we draw a green card, we can just pitch and kill the Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, let's do that. That seems really good. It'll stop us from getting turn 2 Blood Moons. Alright, seems worthwhile. So they spend the turn casting another Utopia Sprawl. And then Cindervines? Well, Cindervines is an issue. Cindervines is a big issue. That's not very helpful. So I guess we can't just cast Hyena Umbra here and hope they don't have Stomp or Lightning Bolt. Breaking on land drop was really bad there. If I had kept the Temple Garden, I could have cast Ethereal Armor as well and had 4 power. But then they could still Cindervines blow up, and then they could still Stomp my creature or Lightning Bolt my creature, so that doesn't really help. Like, yeah, super awkward, really. This feels a lot better after drawing that. Cool, let's do it. We'll throw down Gristboon here. Hopefully we don't get hit by Anger of the Gods. So now we're just vulnerable for this next turn here. Looks like we might have interrupted Weather the Storm. I mean, I've seen Ponza players bring it in against me before. I don't think it's good. I've said before I don't think it's good in one of the videos. Alright, so he's just used Sin Divines on Hyena Umbra. Hopefully no Anger. Anger will just kill us here real hard. Alright, that's Anger. We weren't playing around that anyway, because if we put Ethereal Armor down, we're just as screwed. Alright, well let's go ahead and get down Suppression Field. We're past the worst of it from our opponent. Suppression Field will stop Dried Arbor activations, fetch land activations for our opponent. And then if we top deck Scout, we can reload and go off that. Bloodbraid, not the best for us. Let's see what it flips. Utopia Sprawl, whatever. They've already got mana. More mana is not an issue. That's a good thing, if anything. Alright, so we take 3 damage. We're down on 13 already. That Sin Divine's really hurt. Jesus. Alright, so we brick on a creature there. It deals like 2 damage at the end. After dealing like all that static damage, it deals an extra 2 damage at the end. Just as like insult to injury, you know? Actually, I shouldn't just hard yield here. If they cast Blood Moon, I'm definitely going to want to get Plains. Maybe I want to get Plains anyway. Alright, let's get our Plains here in end step, because Suppression Field, we have to tap our extra mana here. So exactly Hexproof creature off the top, and we're fine. We don't get it, so we lose. So Anger of the Gods was really good there. My opponent was on the play, and, you know, all of that shit. What? Because you win. I think you thought that, like, I was coming back into it, and I was... Why are you bringing those? You play. 90% might be a bit of an over-exaggeration there. But, you know, whatever. it gives him an idea of why I bring it in, really, right? Alright, so we didn't win game 1 there. It was sort of close. But, yeah, obviously, Ponza got there in the end. They got game 1, which was unfortunate. And that Sin Divines plus the Anger of the Gods from the sideboard did a lot of work for them there in game 3. Yeah, so, like, we didn't get there. Normally, we do beat this matchup. So, just bad beats. Who cares? Move on. We'll get them next time. All of that. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content here today. If you did, be sure to leave a like or a comment down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for daily Bogles content like this. And ring that bell for notifications every time a new video goes live. Thank you all once more, and I will see you next time.